It is planting day at Chip's garden. Now, he got started without us, but I'll show you at the end what he actually planted and what we're doing today, compared to our previous video that showed you us trying to map everything out. So right now we're at the back of his garden and we're getting the beds for all the different squash we're gonna plant ready. So we've got the mounds, he's getting some fertilizer put in, and then we're gonna show you a tip for spacing in your mounds. Okay, so here's a tip from Chip, a Chip's tip, if you will, about spacing your seeds in the mounds versus what I did in my video where I just kind of shoved the seeds in the mound. He likes to lay them out to make sure he has good spacing. Then we'll just go through and press them down in there. All right, we're still at my dad's working on finishing up planting some plants in his garden. So we bought pepper plants, and so we have a few more that we are getting put in here. So we've just got the holes dug out, little fertilizer in there, and just getting the plants put in. So this is one of the peppers we're planting. This was just a random find at our local nursery that we thought sounded very interesting. Sweet candy cane chocolate cherry peppers. So we'll see what they end up being like. We're getting our last tomato plant ready here. So just like we did with the ones at my house, we're taking off these bottom leaves so that we can set it down a little deeper in the soil. And we'll just make sure that we don't have any leaves that are touching the ground. So for most of our tomatoes, we bought actual plants. But this one are those Queen of the Night seeds that we showed in a previous video. So we'll see how those do this season. So while we were at the plant store, I convinced my dad to buy some cauliflower plants because I am dying to grow cauliflower, but it's one of those seeds you really need to get started inside, and I didn't know that. So we found some plants, and so we're going to give them a try. It'll be a fun experiment. So this is one of those things where we can't follow the directions exactly. So we're going to do our best. We're going to do a row here and then maybe try and find some space for a row somewhere else in the garden. I am so excited about this cauliflower. My dad's not here right now. He went to go check what else we could pair the cauliflower with in his garden. Because right now the first row we're planting is with tomatoes, which not necessarily complementary plants, but both have the same requirements, so they should thrive together. So we think carrots are a complementary plant, so we might give up a row of carrots to put the other cauliflower plants in. And I might take one home and try and grow one in a big pot. We'll see. Okay, so we've sacrificed a garlic and we're going to put the other two cauliflower plants in with this bin of garlic. Because as you can see, this bin hasn't been quite productive as some of these other bins of garlic. So we'll see how they do. And I'm going to take a plant home and try and grow one in a pot. So we'll see. All right, so we're wrapping up planting day for Chip's garden. He still has to get all the carrots in these empty bins here. But let me show you what is actually planted. Here's what we got. Towards Chip is the south. This is the west side. This is the east side of his garden. So on the west side here we have cucumber. The two cutouts here are acorn squash. Over here is cucumber. That half of the bed is a different variety of cucumber. This is where our Kentucky Wonder pole beans will go here. Then we've got two varieties of lettuce, onions, garlic, onions, 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 and then these three empty beds are where he's going to put his carrots. Okay. Over here we have strawberries, more onions, more garlic, and then where my dad is watering right now, we have tomatoes and pepper plants. Here are going to be peas. So you can see that he has built this trellis contraption here that goes between each row of peas so they can grow up it. More onions. Some of these are shallots somewhere in here. Then this bed are beets. Back here we have more beets. Over here we have more tomatoes, and in front of these tomatoes are going to be celery. Then we got peas and turnips. Then here we have peas and radishes. Then there's more tomatoes, and that's where we put our cauliflower plants that we bought today. Then across the back here, we have zucchini, summer squash / crooked neck squash, whatever you want to call it, pumpkins, and butternut squash. There you go. That's what Chip's garden officially is going to be this summer. If you have questions, you can email us at the5minutefarmer@gmail.com or leave them in the comments and we'll answer you there. Bye!